Okay, you're from Montreal. Sami Zayn is from Montreal, correct?
Yes, yes, yes,
Now, Montreal's in Quebec, or no?
yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
And
Kevin Owens is from Montreal.
Kevin Owens is there, and there's one more from there.
I don't know.
Read
Really? Anyway, I didn't even know Sami Zayn before last week before he got such an ovation when he came to work because I got to put in context there that when I had my falling out with Vince 30 years ago, I just turned my TV off. I never watched one show, not one, Dutch, not 10 minutes of a show.
So you haven't watched the Sami Zayn and the Roman Reigns arc?
No, I haven't watched nothing of that. And the only reason why I know Kevin Owens is because Kevin Steen, when he came to my school, he was 14 years old, and his daddy had to sign for him.
So you trained Kevin Owens?
From 14 years old to 18 years old, for 4 years, I showed him how to walk, to crawl, and how to dance, and how to talk. Yeah, for 4 years. He never did anything else but work exclusively with me for 4 years. From 14 to 18 years old, he was my student.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, then we had a falling out because in my company at the time, because I was away from Vince and I was fighting with Vince and I wanted to be completely different than Vince, my guys that worked with me had to work with me only, and it was exclusive. But the thing was good about that, it was like all my shows in Quebec for the last 20 years before COVID, they were all sold out. 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people. And I would go sell the tickets in every company myself, knock on doors, fill out the arenas. And I didn't want the guys. I had a lot of heat with a lot of indies in Montreal, a lot, because they were saying, well, if I work with you, I can't work with the other. I said, no. And I'll explain to you why. Because if you on a Friday night go work in front of 50 people in the basement of a church and you break your neck or you break your arm or you twist your ankle, and I went to promote my family show, because it was a family show I had, really orientated for kids and older, and if I go promote to a company that buys 40 tickets and 20 tickets, promise them that the Spider-Man is going to wrestle the Mummy, and and if the Mummy got in front of 10 people the night before, he couldn't make the show because of an injury, then I look like a liar. So my show was hurt, and the thing was different with my company too there, Dutch. It was really different. It was like before we got into the show, for like 2 months, we'd practice 3 times a week in my wrestling school the match. I'd set up the matches. I'd work up the matches. So when we got into the live events, they were awesome matches. They were awesome. So I couldn't afford to build these matches and end up being at my show then in front of 5,000 people and saying, oh, I'm sorry, Spider-Man's not going to be here tonight because last night he twisted his ankle in front of 10 people in the basement of the so-and-so. So that was the reason. But Kevin Owens, he was such a great wrestler, a great student. He learned so fast. He was always ahead of everybody. Like, every time I teach lessons, he was always running ahead of me. I'd say, Kevin, slow down. I said, the others got to follow too. The others got to follow too. And then there came a point after 4 years of working with me, he just gave me his notice, says, no, I want to go wrestle somewhere else. I said, okay, good luck. And that was the last time I talked to him. I never talked to him since. I never had a word with him, hello or nothing. I only heard him bad-mouthing my school and stuff like that. But I never had a bad word with the kid. The kid was such a lovable kid. The kid, when he came to see me at 14 years old, he would be like, how can you say that? Get close to the boss there and be nice and always be nice. He was that kind of guy for 14 to 18 years old. His dad was so nice. His mom was so nice. So he was like, and then at 18 years old, when he left, he just changed completely his opinion on me. So he must have been holding it in for 4 years.
So what, he doesn't like you now?
No, he doesn't like me. He's really bad. I don't know. And I don't know, to be honest with you, because I never talked bad about him. I just, and it's like, and he just didn't like it. I think there's this thing in our business, this jealousy. And, there's a lot of, and I'm sure it was like that in small territories, and in Quebec, it's the same way. There's a lot of jealousy sometimes between federations, and there shouldn't be.
No, not really.
And I was doing my business like the way it was. And if you didn't like my business, you leave, you go somewhere else. I'm not holding you. I'm not handcuffing you. I'm just saying that in my company, it works like that. And he should have respected that. And he should respect that because he learned how to crawl with me. And he learned how to walk with me. And he learned how to dance and run with me.
You changed his diapers.
I did, for sure. And I told him how to do a microphone and do an interview on the mic. I showed him all that stuff. He should only have recognition for me today, Kevin Owens. And that's
he should acknowledge you.
And then that's not what I'm hearing. I'm hearing all kinds of bad stuff that he's saying. You know, he even degraded my school. Like, you know, how can you stay? He laughed at my school that we had because it wasn't a flea market. You know, but what you got to understand is that my school had in a flea market, it was free rent. You know,
Mhm.
so and I wasn't making a lot of money at the time. Then when I had my school, I quit the WWF. So and the people were very nice to have us there. But he went on an interview live around the world saying that it was just a flea market and this and that. I said, no, Kevin, don't say that. Don't say that because you learn there. You know, that's where you learn.